Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, the Champions League final is upon us, man.
It is, and we are bringing you the preview live from our living rooms. Here we go. We're going to do a bit of armchair quarterback in here. We're going to tell you who's going to win the Champions League. Because if there's one thing I am right about so far, it's the Champions League.
Is it?
I might be wrong about everything else, but the Champions League, I've nailed it.
5 picks.
Terrible.
Picking birthday parties.
I can do that as well, actually. That's all right.
You're pretty good at making events.
Yeah, well, that is my job, so I like to think I'm half decent at it.
Yeah. You're a decent podcaster as well, man.
Yeah, well, like, you do all the heavy lifting. I just show up and make a few dad jokes, you know?
Yeah. No, actually, I listened back to the most recent one as well on Spotify. If you are listening on Spotify, the sound is pretty good. And the videos are going down well as well.
Well, they should be good because we have the exact same audio equipment, so at least it should be level, if that makes sense.
Yeah. If you are new to the show, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. And we are here every week. And if you want to check out the fighting videos, that's Ross's specialty as well.
It sounds like I have all the specialties.
Yeah. And the rugby's almost back as well, man. It's back tomorrow.
It is, yeah. It's back Saturday. Yeah, tomorrow, Leinster versus Munster. What a game.
So today's Friday. This weekend, tonight, the Europa League finals on as well. And on Sunday, Champions League finals on. But this is a Champions League final show. I've already made the thumbnail sent to Ross. Ross didn't mess me back, so that means he likes it. So, Ross, this Sunday, PSG are taking on Bayern Munich at 8 o'clock. It's going down. What are you expecting here, man?
Man, this is going to be absolute fireworks. And that's the only way to describe it. From watching both games, the semi-finals, and watching their quarter-final performances, Bayern were actually quite frail at the back at times against Lyon. They were almost cut out a few times. Boateng went off at half-time with an injury. Nicolas Soule came back into the team. I think that's his first game in a very long time. I think he's like their number one centre-half. That's why Alaba's sort of doing a makeshift role in there.
Yeah.
And if he is fit, that's a definite booster for the Bayern Munich team.
Right, so Ross, we may as well start off with that then. Bayern Munich beat Lyon 3-0. It was actually a very good game to watch, but Bayern, they got the job done. Lewandowski finally scored after like a massive miss basically off the goal line. Serge Gnabry's on fire as well.
That's someone I want to talk about. Serge Gnabry was at West Brom and like couldn't do anything for them, and now he's at Bayern Munich. He scored 9 goals in the Champions League this season. Only Haaland and Lewandowski have scored more goals than him this year. Where has he come from? How has he managed to do it? And how did he not make it into the thumbnail, Basmo?
I don't know. There wasn't room. There wasn't room for many faces, so it was hard. It was hard to really be like, who is Bayern Munich's face? Because I know Robin Lewandowski scores all the goals, but if you were to go to Germany, I don't know if they're like, he is the guy. Like,
especially considering the last time he was in the Champions League final, he was on the losing end to Bayern Munich.
Yeah, and then when you look at Alphonso Davies as well.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When Alphonso Davies came to Bayern Munich, he was the 18th most sold jersey in Munich, and now he's the 3rd most sold jersey in Munich. So he's definitely one that the fans have really grown to love this season. Yeah. But I think it has to be Thomas Muller, homegrown talent, scores the big goals. I would call him the face of Bayern Munich.
Yeah, even though what happened, like he was like on the transfer list and he could have went in January.
I think the fans always love him though. He always comes up with the goods when they need it.
Yeah, that's very true. Also, he's done it for his country as well, so that's like double love.
And I think Robben was maybe the face before that.
What about Ribery?
No, definitely not. He wasn't winning any modelling competitions. Not
hard.
that Robben was really either, but yeah, Robben's left foot was beautiful enough as is.
Yeah, but they got rid of Lyon 3-0. And then if you're looking at the other game, Ross, PSG got the win 3-0 as well against RB Leipzig.
Barry, one thing before we go any further, right? Champions League next season, would you prefer just see one leg in the knockout phase? It makes the game so much better, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's less of a chess game. It's more of a game of Jenga. Like you just keep going until like the house falls.
And that's it. But we've seen it across all European competitions. The only close semi-final was Manchester United versus Sevilla. The rest of the games were all, I suppose PSG scored a few early goals, then Leipzig had to chase it. And then next thing you know, they're caught in the counter-attack by PSG. That's 3-0. And once you're down 3-0, the chances of you clawing that back are slim to none.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to be allowed to have many people in stadiums.
Mm.
So
I like it in a neutral venue. I like if you just pick a country each year, and the Champions League quarterfinals onwards are in that country.
Yeah, and it's gone.
I think the group stage is good. I think the group stage is good. Leave it as is. You play everyone twice, and top two teams qualify.
Yeah, I'd be up for this as well. It's it makes every game like must watch TV because no one's trying to like just win 1-0 and win the away goal rule.
I'm sure the viewing figures are up, not just because more people are sitting at home, but because some people might go, well, I won't watch that first game because I'll watch the second leg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there is no second leg now. So, I don't know. I just love the Champions League. I think it's bloody brilliant. And just the quality of football you're getting. Like, everyone's going for it. There's not the only team that probably didn't go for it as their game plan was from like Atletico Madrid, and they got caught out for it.
Yeah. And it gives more chance to the lesser teams to go through. Like, obviously, RB Leipzig getting the semi-final, which is huge for them. But they lost.
But same as Lyon. Lyon beating Juventus and Man City.
I know. But like Ross, Angel Di Maria is almost resurrecting his career here, and then you give a massive shout out to Marquinhos as well, who's a converted central defensive midfielder.
Yeah, well, I think obviously it's almost a bit like David Luiz when he actually plays central defensive midfield. He's actually not too bad because he's not the last man line of defense, but also he's actually quite a decent with the ball at his feet. And I think Marquinhos is like a far superior version of that again. I thought for the goal, he read that so well. And because he played centre half, he has that sort of attack the ball at set pieces mentality as well.
Yeah.
And then in terms of Angel Di Maria, was it a goal and 2 assists? He seems to be the main man there. I think he's doing an absolute fantastic job. And look, me and you as Man United fans, I think it's going to be 3 or 5 ex Man United players playing European Cup finals. Who? That's mad, isn't it? Who? I think it's Di Maria, Lukaku, Sanchez, Young, and Herrera.
And Herrera, I was listening on that, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, bollocks, and our team is shite. So Di Maria, look, that French league suits him. I think it's because he has the ability to turn it on and be one of the best players in the world, but he doesn't have to do it week in, week out in France. And he loves the Champions League. He was so good for Real Madrid in the Champions League. That's where he became one of the world's elite footballers. And
that's
also,
when United signed him. It's when he got the man of the match performance after winning the Champions League, the first one for Real Madrid.
And then on top of that, he's not the main man at PSG. I think he's happy not being the main man. There's Neymar there, Cardi's there, and of course Mbappe is there.
Yeah.
So I do think from watching Bayern play, they played quite a high line against PSG against Lyon.
All the teams have been playing high lines, man.
Yeah, but I felt like their high line almost got cut out once or twice by Lyon. And I feel like if their high line gets cut out by PSG, it's a different story.
That's what I wanted to get into, Ross. Right before we actually get into it. When the Champions League was coming back, we were saying who do we think is going to win it, right? And I know ages ago when we were doing a Champions League video, you said Bayern, and then when it got down to the sort of the games were almost the phases, who was playing who. I said PSG and you said Atletico Madrid, but then like obviously last week you asked me who can Bayern Munich be beaten. I said no. But then when I was working today, I was like, it's a one-off game. Like PSG are no slouches. Like they have serious ballers, and like one game, go for it. I think PSG could win as well. That's just.
I think it's a lot closer than people think.
Yeah.
I went and looked at the odds of it because I was interested to think who the bookies think are going to win it. The book you're saying it's 1-2 for Bayern to actually lift the cup. So by penalties, extra time, whatever way about it. So they are considerable favourites in what I almost look at as a 50-50 game at this stage.
Yeah, because I think you will probably think this as well. It's because Bayern were unbelievable against Barca, and then they weren't as good in the next game, whereas PSG are like on the incline.
Yeah, I think obviously it's very hard for Bayern to match that performance. But again, they missed such sitters against Lyon that they could have scored 5 or 6. And I think that's the thing about Bayern Munich. They'll have 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 super good chances to put the ball in the back of the net. And that's where I just favour them that little bit more, because I think someone like Thomas Muller loves the big occasion and will step up. PSG have never had the big occasion. Like, I don't think the French Cup final is a big occasion in relation to the Champions League. You wouldn't go, he won the FA Cup to be like, he's fit for the Champions League final. It's not the same.
I know, but they do have some serious ballers, PSG. Like Verratti.
Well, then again, Mbappe won the World Cup as well. You know what I mean? So, like, he's been there and done that. And they have a few players who've, reached elite status at other clubs.
Yeah, and if Neymar wins this Champions League final, that almost writes off all the money that PSG spent on him, because they bought him to win or buy one Champions League at least, and they'll get what they all set out to achieve if they get this win the weekend. It's crazy.
Do you think? I actually think it's close enough that they're almost even on Champions League winners as players in their squad. Because for Munich, I think they only have Neuer, Alaba, Muller. I'm trying to think who else they have. Like, I don't think they have much else past that. Like Lambs. Oh, and Boateng. I think those 4 have definitely won it. And then on PSG, you have Di Maria. You have Neymar. I don't know if anyone else has won it there, but like, that's like, it's not like one team has won the Champions League last year. You know what I mean?
Navas.
Oh, Navas won it as well. So like, there's a third fella who's won it. It's not. Exactly...
He might be out, by the way. He was out of the semi-final. So.
Oh yeah. Well, like, it's what, 3 against 4. So like, now obviously the Bayern players won it at Bayern, which is probably a lot better as a team. But it's not like the PSG players haven't played to this level.
Yeah, well,
both where I'm getting at.
That's the thing. It's very, very close if you think about it, because both are serial winners of their own leagues. So they know how to get the job done. Whereas, like, if it had been Lyon, they don't know how to do it. If it had been Salzburg, they don't know how to do it. And then, like, I know some of the German players have won the World Cup, but Mbappe has won the World Cup as well. And if he wins the Champions League in the weekend as well, he'll have won the Champions League and the league. Oh, sorry, the Champions League and the World Cup.
World Cup before he's 22.
Yeah, how is he only 21? I'm like,
I don't know. You know what it is? Because he's been on the scene for the last 4 years, like, wrecking the gaff. It's mad to see. He is, without a doubt, the best young talent in the world. I know some people want to say, like, Haaland is very, very good. He is. He's brilliant. But what Mbappe's done for the last 4 years, I've never seen anyone do.
Mbappe seems like he's almost mastered his craft. I know obviously he can score more goals, this, that, and the other, but like, what he's doing now is just, he seems like he's way older.
Absolutely. But on the other side of things, you know what I mean, the Bayern Munich lads who are sort of scoring the goals on their end, Gnabry and Lewandowski, they might be that bit older, but they're equally as proficient as the PSG front 3. Lewandowski is tied with Ronaldo's 3rd best ever Champions League return. It's hard to say. I saw like a podium picture, and it was like Ronaldo in 1st place with 18 goals in one Champions League season, Ronaldo in 2nd place with 17 goals in one Champions League season, and then it was Ronaldo and Lewandowski sharing the podium in 3rd with 15 goals. So it just goes to show how much like Ronaldo's owned the Champions League for so long. But Lewandowski is putting in the season like I haven't seen before.
Yeah. Also, Bayern Munich are the first team to have reached the Champions League final, having won all their Champions League games as well. Now, bearing in mind, there wasn't return legs in certain rounds, but they've still won them all.
Yeah, it's actually a mad one, really. It's going to be a real sort of battle of, goals, really. That's the way I see it. It's not about who has the best defense here. It's about who's going to put the ball in the back of the net more. I could definitely see this being a 4-3 score.
You see, if you're comparing defenses, right, we may as well, we'll start off with the goals, right? Because obviously PSG are going to be playing this was second choice goalkeeper.
Yeah.
What's his name? Give me a sec. I'm just tabbing down here. Rico, right? So we're obviously going to say
Rico.
Sergio Rico from Sevilla, Spain. Right? Shout out Rico, right? Him versus Neuer, who's the better goalkeeper?
Definitely Neuer. Also experience as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we move into defense, right? If you're looking at the centre backs, Kimpembe and Thiago Silva are way bigger dogs than Alba and now Shula, you're saying?
It's either Sula or Boateng. I don't know whether Boateng's going to be fit or not.
Yeah.
But in terms of Thiago Silva's like positioning is one of the best in the world, and Kimpembe is like very young. Well, he's 23 or 24, but like he's very much with it. If you know what I mean, I would rate them as a better centre half pairing than the German ones, especially to deal with Lewandowski as opposed to the German ones trying to deal with the PSG front three.
Yeah. So I'm almost going to give the defense to PSG.
Well, the centre backs.
Centre backs. Thiago Silva is supposedly going to Chelsea as well on the free transfer. But and he's a dog the way Sergio Ramos is as well. So he can put he can put Lewandowski off his game, and then that connection mightn't really get Gnabry into the game. But you always have Muller who arrives late, and he's very hard to mark. But then, if, as you were saying earlier, Marquinhos playing centre defence midfield, his job will probably be to stick to Muller. And what are you sort of expecting here? Because I think that's where that's going to win or lose the game for PSG.
Yeah, I think if you can nullify Muller is a bit of a linchpin in that team, and he connects a lot of the dots, and sometimes he connects his own dots for him with his link-up play. His link-up play is one of the main things Bayern Munich have, and I think that's a massive threat. The only other thing is I think Bayern are quite versatile, and they can, instead of going through the middle and having to deal with Marquinhos, they can go out wide, because in terms of width, they're absolutely brilliant. They have Gnabry and Alphonso Davies coming up one wing, and on the other wing they have Kingsley Coman or Perisic, and then they have Kimmich. You know what I mean? Like, they have brilliant wingers on either side.
I know. For some reason, I don't think Perisic is going to be the game changer in this game.
No, his delivery is so good though.
I know, yeah.
But then again, you're delivering into Thiago Silva, who's, in terms of positional, he's one of the best defenders in the world. And also, if you're to sort of pick someone to defend against Lewandowski, Thiago Silva is a brilliant person to pick against him. Yeah.
And then, to be honest, like Bernat, he scored there over the weekend. During the week. So he'll be coming up against Gnabry. And then Perisic will be coming up against Kerrer. He's 23.
Is he an American fella? American-German?
I'm not too sure here. It just says he was born in Tübingen, Germany. But
I think he played for Schalke for a while.
Right. Well, if you have a right back,
who's German?
Well, that's actually true. Yeah, he had German right back playing for PSG. So then, if you go look in midfield, right, Vardy came on, and he's there. He's Bayern Munich's Thiago. He's the
linker.
The nullifier. They both nullify each other, right? So
it's hard to sort of judge it. I think in terms of midfield, like, I was very high on Goretzka, but then when Lyon were going through at one stage and he was like running across, he made like it was almost like a fairy-ish tackle, and he didn't stop Mbappe, and then Mbappe had a terrible shot, and I was like, if that was Mbappe, he'd be gone. Or it wasn't the tackle I was looking for. I was looking for a bit of a cruncher, and he just didn't do it for me. He seems to be the engine in their midfield, and it seems to be himself, Thiago, and then sort of Muller in front. As opposed to PSG, I think it depends on what way they go. PSG could put legs for days in there. They could line up with Marquinhos, Trezeguet, and Herrera or Verratti, and like just absolutely run all day. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see who PSG actually go with in the midfield. They also have Paredes, the Argentinian, as well. I actually don't know as much about him, but I would say technically the Bayern Munich midfield is better, but the PSG midfield almost just needs to act like the Liverpool midfield. They don't have to actually be better, but if they're a bit more dogged and can get the ball to that front three, that's probably all they need to do.
Yeah, I think that I can totally see the Liverpool comparison where you're coming from there, but I could also see a bit of like a Mourinho sort of tactics because you see the thing is I don't think they're going to start Verratti and Herrera, because I think Marquinhos is going to do the cleaning up work to sort of nullify Muller. But I think it'll be like, right, you three lads, just stay tight as you can and give it to the front three. So I can see that Liverpool comparison. That was actually good man. Then if you're looking at the forward three, it's obviously Mbappe, Neymar, and Di Maria are coming up against who exactly?
It's probably going to be Gnabry, Lewandowski, and either Perisic or Coman, I would imagine.
Yeah, but okay, so Di Maria, yeah, but if you're looking at the back, comparing it to the back line of Bayern, it'll be Alphonso Davies who likes to get forward, whereas Di Maria does not track back. Then Neymar will be up, causing trouble, jumping around the kip. Again.
Although Kimmich can play centre half as well, so I feel like Kimmich will be able to hold his own against that. To be honest,
see, you know what? There's lacking height now, taking out Boateng out of there and putting Kimmich in centre back.
You know what? It's actually hard to judge, really, to be honest.
And then Mbappe likes to go up. He's going to try and keep their defence back as well. A true ball from Verratti to Mbappe seems like a good shout, or Di Maria. Let's get into it then, Ross, right? Because this is where you love to clip it up.
Right. If it was for me, and I had to predict right now, I'd say maybe 3-2 to Bayern Munich. The one thing that I think that really does play into Bayern's favour is the strength of their bench. Whether they start Boateng or Sula, they'll have the other to bring on. Kingsley Coman can come on for Perisic. Coutinho can come into the game. And then defensively, they also have Pavard. I think their subs are much better than what PSG have to bring off the bench in terms of actual game changers. I feel like Icardi's their only sub they can bring on to score a goal. I don't think Choupo-Moting is going to be the fella to come on and win the Champions League for PSG. So I'm going to say 3-2 Bayern Munich. I hope there is goals in this game, and I hope we get the final that we deserve.
Only because, and now this is going to be a random shower, right? Remember the Patriots went unbeaten all season, then got to the final and lost to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
For that reason, I'm going to go with PSG to win 2-1.
2-1, so you're thinking it's a bit lower scoring then?
You know what, because you took the 3-2, and I was like, you know what, that seems like a proper shout, just because we're both saying how high the lines are and how many balls are going to go in behind. I think it's going to be a bit of chaos. If you're looking at a Champions League final, then people might be a bit nervous, blah, blah, blah. I think 2-1 PSG, I'm going to go for it.
But I could also see them being 4-3 to Bayern as well. But I could see them being like 4-2 up and then PSG scoring late goal, and then people be like, can they get the fourth? And then they don't.
Yeah, well, it's because you picked Bayern as well. I was like, you know what? You picked Bayern ages ago. I picked PSG ages ago. I may as well just stick with it. I mean, who's the loser? Nobody. People who are checking out the show just get a bit of crack from both sides. So I know that, but the loser boys, the next monster.
And Barry, we can't not mention the Europa League final. That is on tonight. That is Inter Milan versus Sevilla. Inter Milan obviously extraordinarily dominant over Shakhtar. Couldn't believe they won 5-0. But like we said, in the one-leg fixture, once you sort of go 2-0 up, the other team has to go for it. You feel the wrath of the consequence. Sevilla on the other side went 1-0 down to Manchester United and came back 1-2-1. To be honest, I wasn't overly impressed with Sevilla. I was quite impressed with Inter Milan. I expect Inter Milan to get the job done here. I think they just have that bit more firepower. Martinez and Lukaku up front look like that's a formidable partnership, especially for Europa League standards. And they're my pick to get the job done.
Yeah, well, funny enough for us, we did cover the United Sevilla game because that was on last Sunday. So, but you actually thought that Donetsk, because they're a serial Europa League team, that they would win. And I said, Lukaku, when it was a big fat hole, would bounce people around the place. And that's what happened. And actually, there was a video that came out after, and he was giving United a big shout out, like saying, wishing all the lads the best luck and everything, saying that they're very talented. But you picked Inter Milan to win that one today.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go for Sevilla because I don't like Sanchez, and to see him lifting a trophy will break my heart. But
it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But like, I'm obviously going again against your team. Because I think Lukaku's going to basically bounce Sevilla out of the stadium with his arse and bury a few.
Well, in fairness, no one's better at winning the Europa League than Sevilla.
Yeah. So there we go. Ross, this is the last show of the European
Cup.
The European
I mean,
Cups.
Cups.
So,
guys,
yeah.
I really hope you enjoyed doing it. I actually love making this series of videos. After this one, the next one we probably bring you will be Europa League, be a Premier League.
I have a few dates.
Preview. I think the first game sort of kicks off around the 12th of September, if I'm not correct. Barry will have. He's the date man. He knows when the dates are on.
Serial dater. Funny enough, the Charity Shield's back on Saturday, 29th of August. Arsenal playing Liverpool 4:30. Then the Premier League returns on the 12th of September. United and Man City will play their first game on the 19th, which is a week later. And then the Super Cup final is on the 24th. And I'm predicting Sevilla will be playing PSG in that. And you're saying Bayern Munich will be playing Inter Milan in that. And
oh my God, I'm so much more right than you are at when you say those out loud. You know that?
Yeah, I know it's going to be funny. We'll probably both get one right, one wrong.
Yeah.
Very, very energized.
Very energized.
We will be back doing more football shows as well. We have bigger things to come. I want to thank everyone for tuning in every week, every show. We really love doing this, and hopefully we're making this COVID situation better for everyone. Because
yeah, and if you do love football content, it won't be long before we're back. And who knows, if some big news hits or if some big transfers come in, we might be back and just let you know what our thoughts are on them.
Yeah, international football coming back soon as well.
And shout out to Harry Maguire for getting arrested.
Yeah.
So guys, if you're also thinking it's funny that Harry Maguire got arrested, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always,
stay energized. Say it.
Stay energized.
Stay energized.